guys. So it looks like I'm feeding you breakfast, but that's really not what we're doing. We are making sculpture of eggs and a slice of bacon. And if you can tell by my hand and by the plate, this is a paper plate, it's a really large piece of each of these. So we're going to be doing this using water and toilet paper. Yes, I said toilet paper. I mean it, toilet paper. All right, so to get started, I'm going to tell you a couple of things about this. You're going to have to be careful when you layer. You'd like to start with, I got a bunch of dry because I want to kind of build a form for the yolk part of the egg, and I don't want it to be like sopping wet, because if it's sopping wet, what's going to happen is it's going to end up being a problem because it'll mold, and we don't want that. So right now I'm just kind of taking it to try to start getting that shape. And I'm going to push my water out of the way just a smidge. There we go. So we have more room here. So I've kind of got this started and I've kind of rolled it in. So I'm going to take my water and just put my hands, and you'll be working on a plastic plate like this, so to keep your water contained somewhere that's easy to clean up. And so I just put some water underneath a little bit to get it to hold its yolk. So now that I have the yolk, I'm going to put that to the side for a moment. And now we're going to do this white part of the egg. So it's very an organic shape. It's not, it's not a geometric type of shape. So I'm just trying to use my plate to help me get something kind of larger and to start forming it. I don't want my ends to show though. Okay, so right now, does it look like an egg? No. But I'm just going to put a little water on here and pat it down. And I'm just going to fold it underneath just a little bit as I go. Then need a little more water on the end. All right, so that's a really good start for our egg shape. And now I'm going to put the yolk in the middle. And it's not just going to stick like that. What you have to do is you have to take toilet paper and I'm going to take it and I'm going to run it through my water a little bit, but not all the ends, because it falls apart. I think I got too many squares wet. No biggie. Just squeeze that water out and put that to the side. Okay. Because you got to go over the yolk and into the white. And it's like you're encasing it. Into the white of the egg. I'm going to use my fingers to keep going around. You can also use water bottles, as in squirty bottles, and I've seen people do that. But personally, I like this method better. And just so you know, this is a fried egg. So it works better if you just get it kind of in the middle there. And then you can come over with your water. And I'm going to just keep wrapping it underneath. And I don't want to lose my yolk in the middle, the shape, just because I'm adding to it to give it more support. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like it's a little thin right there. So I think I'm going to get me some toilet paper and just kind of build it up just a little bit more. It's pretty forgiving till it rips. So I try real hard not to make it rip. All right, so here is my fried egg. Now, with this egg, you could do several things. You can just put it on the table, which is what I did, or last time when I made it, or you can put it on some cardboard or thick paper, a messy mat. So I'm going to put that out of the way for right now. And see, I can clean this up with my little extras I had, being that it's a plastic plate. Now we're going to make the bacon. And this is a really big piece of bacon, as you can see. Okay, I needed just a little bit more toilet paper because I could see I was about to run out. All right, so to make this, I got quite a bit, and I want it to be about as big, a little bigger than my plate, because I'm gonna turn it, because it needs to match the shape of my egg in size, so it looks like they go together. All right, so I'd say that's pretty good right there to start with. And honestly, I'm gonna just dip that a little bit and then press it, and the water starts coming through. Okay. Now, when I was making my bacon, the first thing I did is I kind of just scrunched it in the middle a little bit and then turned it and shaped it around like that. And then I did where it kind of, because when you cook bacon, it tends to get these little waves and it doesn't lay there straight anymore. And it also, I've noticed with bacon and stuff, it doesn't have this perfect straight edge. It's very crooked. So I'm going to tear a little of this off and curl some of that up and do the same on this end. You see, that's kind of how I got these ends, is doing that. And now I'm going to do it on the sides too. So I'm going to move that out of my way. So I'm going to tear just a teeny bit off. I'm not trying to pick it up and tear a big hunk off, okay? Just a little bit so my edges are kind of rough and not straight. And if you need to do that and then first before you start curving it, that's fine. It's whatever you need to do. I'm just trying to get some of the edges off here now. And I'm just gonna play with it with my fingers to make it look kind of like bacon, what it looks like when it's cooked. Okay, so I think I'm gonna push this onto the edge of my plate. And I'm gonna come bring my egg over. And we are done creating our egg and bacon toilet paper sculpture. And it's gonna need to dry for a couple days. And I know I checked mine a lot, and I even moved, when it was strong enough, I moved my egg and stuff up a little bit. But my bacon, it was really quick. You can tell that that's toilet paper now. And I will tell you that when the time comes to paint it, I used acrylic paint, and I put some water into it because this will take and spread the color out. If you happen to have good watercolors that have lots of variations of browns and yellows and oranges and stuff, you can use that. So like I said, I watered it down. And then what I ended up doing is I painted the edges to look brown. I painted this just our normal, I believe I mixed a little of this. I might have put a drop or so of the brown, but not much, and painted it. And then I had the dark brown that we have in our kit for the edges and the middle stripe. And then I just mixed kind of a reddish brown in here because we all know it just kind of goes different ways. Then for my egg, I painted it white and yellows with a little bit of yellow orange around there, and then some brown tones. And I think, you know, it's brown, but it's mainly this color brown, more of our peach or skin tone color mixed with just a tad of brown in it for the edges. And I didn't paint the back either one because you don't want it to be that wet. If it gets that wet, it will fall apart on you. Now, after it dried, I did something you don't have to do. But if you happen to have the supplies and you want to, you can. I happen to have spray-on Mod Podge and this one is supposed to be kind of glossy. So I sprayed it several times, and then I actually speckled my thing when it was wet with a real pepper to give it that peppery look. You don't need to do that. You don't have to do that. For I know it might just stick just fine with the water, but when you're painting it and it's wet. But anyway, that's what I did. So that is how we're going to do this sculpture, because we're dealing with pop art. And pop art uses a lot of food, which is one of my things I love is food. So it'll be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it.